Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, The Rewind. I am Rachel. This is Lindsey. Max couldn't join us this week. He is taking a mental health break and has escaped to the woods with his wife. Everything's fine. It's no like murder mystery. Like this isn't like a Lifetime movie of the week or anything. They're just getting away for a few days, and I encourage that. Yeah. So he's off having fun in the woods, and we're here to talk about Zoey's extraordinary dreams.
Oh.
Yes. So as soon as I heard this, I was like, I remember hearing the title before I like heard the synopsis of it, and I was like, dreams, and I'm like, oh, is she just like fantasizing now? Like, are we just dissolving into like this? Like, is she just like pulling back into like this mentality where she's like, everything's fine,
right?
And it's 100% the opposite.
Yes.
So it's well, hey Frenchie, hey baby. It's just one of those things that's like, like how did you feel how the episode opens up with her like singing in bed, sad?
Yeah, it's a total shift there from the other two episodes, but I mean, it was bound to happen. So I'm glad that they did it right now and just was like, hey, here we go. We're doing this. And I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. And she sings a song, which is normally like super upbeat. She sings Nowhere to Run To by Martha and the Vandellas, which is normally like something that you would hear. Like it's doo-wop. It's, it's very 60s. It's something that you would definitely hear most singing in the morning, which is funny because we start off, normally like, or not normally, but like when the series started, she would wake up to Mo singing these like super upbeat and like, positive dancey kind of songs. And now this episode starts and she's singing this really sad version of Nowhere to Run To. And can I just say, I'm so excited with how the dancing has progressed. Like, oh my God. Like Jane was not a singer or a dancer before all of this started. And I know she went into like vocal training and dance classes and stuff like that. But like Mandy not only is such a great choreographer for like people who can do like fucking fouettes for 10 minutes and, into a triple out and, split leaps. Like she can obviously do that. But she's so good with this cast of honing in on each individual actor's abilities. And then also they've done so much. They've grown so much in their abilities since the first season. And I just feel like it's just really starting to come together. Like both Jane and Mary are just doing such amazing choreography now that like last season was not even heard of.
Right.
But she does. And I do love the staging. So like she's dancing in her dream. She's dancing through the house singing this really sad song. And there's nothing in the house.
Right.
Except for the couch. And I was like, oh.
Right.
And then she dances over to it and sits like, tries to like not sit in his seat. And then like, she just sits there and then just kind of collapses back into it. It was just so beautifully done.
Oh.
I know. It's just the best. Sorry, I'm scrolling through my notes. How did you feel about Maggie and Maggie's song? Oh, so sorry. So I'm skipping ahead. I didn't so then they break and they go over to, David and I keep calling her Alice because that's her actual name. Shoot, what is her name?
Oh no, you made me forget now.
The sister-in-law. Hold on, I've got it later in the notes. Oh my gosh, what is her name?
Oh goodness gracious! Here, let me.
I just keep calling her Alice. That's her. But David and his wife, who have a brand new baby boy, are just like not even sitting on the couch or the chair.
Yeah, they're just exhausted. They're like, I don't even care. Let's just lay on the bed. And he's just fed up. He's like, just let me sleep, okay? And she's like, no, let's do. Oh, I love photography.
Emily,
let's put a portrait up. Emily. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Thank you. I was like, oh, it's right there. I know what it is.
I've been up too long, so don't ask me to remember
you're
something. I'll
feeling
be
a
like,
little Emily too with a crying baby. No, but I know that look on parents on first time, especially first time parents' faces. That just like, I love it so much, but I need it to not exist right now.
Right.
Like, I just need to sleep. And then Jenna comes in and she's all like, "Oh my god!" And like in my head, I'm like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up!" Like,
Right.
"Oh my god, there is a child sleeping," and David's like, "If you wake up my baby, I swear to God, I will kill you. I mean, I love you, but I will do it." And I'm like,
he's like, "I have no energy, but I have energy."
No, if it gets her to stop talking and like puts the baby back to sleep, like I fully support it. It's completely justifiable homicide. I would help him bury the body.
Yeah.
Well, it's San Francisco, so I'd help him chop it up and take it out to sea. You got to find those right riptides, though. Can't get the wrong one, otherwise it brings her right back into the bay, and all of a sudden they're pulling up pieces of her in Berkeley. I know. But she does come up with that great, like, she's like looking around, and I'm in agreement with Jenna. The baby's room is very sad.
Yeah.
It's very dull.
Mm-hmm.
And babies like things that are interactive. Like, that's why everything is in such bright primary colors for their toys. And like, you walk in there and it's just like light slate, blue, gray, like sadness.
There's a little pattern on the wall, but you're just like, okay.
Yeah. But she was like, it looks like a prison. I'm like, I'm pretty sure prisons are more colorful than this. But
that is true.
Bars, so that's kind of like, in my head. I was like making all these jokes and like cracking myself up, and I'm like, I'm so funny, and I'm like, wait, I'm missing the show.
Oh goodness.
She does come up with a really good idea, and as somebody who is a professional auntie, that is absolutely something that you should do. Is find something. Wait, don't get the gift at the very first, especially if you're visiting. Wait, see what they need, and 100% as soon as she was like, "Oh, we need to do a family photo shoot," I'm like, "Yes, but you also need to like not wake the baby and not die and also let them sleep, because as sweet and wonderful as like, it doesn't even matter how much sleep parents' faces or parents get, like their faces in photos when they're holding their newborn is always like the most joyful, beautiful. It's like second only to like pregnant women, and like right underneath the new moms and new dads is like newlyweds. It's like all right there, very very close. So I when she mentioned that about like the gallery wall, I'm like, yes, into mural, and I'm like, oh, please do, just get some color for that child. Poor Martin. Like, but then we go back and oh my God, and Maggie's getting ready for her job, for her new interview. That smile. Like, I think we've seen Maggie smile like that, I think maybe once previously. And I think that was when they figured out that like Mitch could use the buzzer. Before he, started asking for lemonade. And then she got sad again. But she got so happy. I'm so excited. What's your favorite thing about Maggie's new job?
That she's just excited about something. Like, she actually gets to put something that she loves and love to do with Mitch together and just feel joy again about something. Because we've been in her corner for so long. We're just like, let's go, come on, you got this, like, come on. And they finally gave her a thing to focus on, and she's gonna do great.
Oh, I mean, first of all, when she was describing the backyard and like the garden and everything, I'm like, can I have a bench? Like, can I sneak in? Can you just like put a little secret door in the back and like literally make it a secret garden for me? Like, I just want like a seat at the bottom of a tree so I can just read all day.
Yes.
And a giant blanket
Ugh.
because let's be honest, it's San Francisco and the coldest summer or coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in California or in San Francisco. I really botched that. I mean, I think my favorite, I have two favorite things about her new job. It's the fact that she's getting to like honor Mitch by continuing to do something that they did together that they both love.
Yeah.
And she's also getting to like go out on her own and like really experience something. But I'm also really excited for this silver fox that they've introduced because, girl, get it. Let him take you out to dinner.
I know. I'm like, oh,
let him take you on a walk on the Embarcadero and kiss you under the Bay Bridge. Like, just go. You deserve it. Mitch wants it. It's totally fine. Get it, Maggie.
I was like, the minute I saw him, I was like, oh yes, here we go. Oh,
and like he knew Mitch, and like he was so excited to work with her because of their reputation and everything. And I'm like, oh yes, like, give me that romance novel relationship in this show. Like just make Maggie happy, because there's literally nothing better than that smile when she was getting ready. It literally like lit me up. How much it lit her up. Like she's just the best. Although I'm a little scared that I mean, this is 100% true, I think, is that Zoey is using Maggie's grief. Like, she's using Maggie's grief as a way to not deal with her own grief. Yes. Obviously. Like, she's like, oh, no, this is a bigger fire. I'm going to go put this out. So, like, when Maggie's singing, what did she sing? She sang Someone You Loved.
Yes.
By Lewis Capaldi, which was a beautiful rendition. Again, loving how Mandy, works with all the actors and their abilities, and they're improving like every episode. But she sings this song, and it's literally about Mitch, and Zoe's like, I'm going to make this about me.
Right.
So I don't have to deal with my own shit. And I'm like, I remember that. I remember that step in the grief process. That's fun. And then she leaves to go to her interview, and it bombs. Yeah. Because and I literally wrote it down before they said, I'm like, Maggie's playing it so safe. Yep. Right under the note that says Silver Fox with the heart eyes emoji. I do love, dude, Patty, I'm with you. Only thing I ship more than Zoey and Max is Maggie and happiness. Yes. Dude, I mean, to be fair, I don't, I might alter that happiness. Well, I'm just going to throw it in. I want Bernadette Peters back, because I want Maggie and Bernadette Peters to become like best friends and like go out for pie dates.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And like maybe the Silver Fox architect could hook her up with like a double date, and that would be yes, please.
Oh my gosh, that's genius. Look at that.
It's just me wanting older women to be happy, so that in the future I might have a chance. It's fine. I'm just projecting, just like Zoey. I did really appreciate, like I said, the thing I love really like so much about the show is their attention to like tiny details. So I don't know if you noticed, but when she goes to sit down I think it was to do the puzzle, or it was at breakfast or something. It was Maggie was going over her designs at the kitchen table, and she comes to like sit down to like have her bounce ideas off her. Right. You notice what she was eating?
Oh, I don't.
She was eating coffee ice cream, because this girl is so desperate for caffeine that she's even eating it in her ice cream before she's going to bed. This like tiny fucking detail. And I was like,
oh my gosh,
perfect. It was so good.
I missed that. Yep, that went right over my head.
She put it down, and I was like, oh, is that French vanilla? And then I like my eyes like zoomed in. I'm like, that's coffee. Damn it, it's so good. And then Simon makes the whole joke about like, are those coffees getting bigger, or are you getting smaller? And I love it. She's so quick-witted, and she's like, both? Yeah, maybe both. Like, you're so tiny already.
Yep.
It stunts your growth. She's in her 20s. It's fine. I told Lindsey this. I did write a note about 24 minutes into the episode. It literally says it's halfway through the episode and I haven't seen Mo, and like sad face, because we all know my love for Alex Newell.
It was a long time for TV.
Long time. That's a
Very
lot.
long time.
That's a lot of ground to cover without having Mo there, and it makes me very sad. But then we come back and they're at Spark Point, and, you know, she's talking to Simon, which I totally get. Like, of course you're going to talk to Simon. Like, it's like, it's like when soldiers come back from war. Like, talking about it to anyone helps.
Yeah.
But when you talk to somebody who's been through it, there's a level of understanding that just exists. You don't have to explain acronyms. You don't have to sugarcoat it 10 times over. You know, you can just tell the straight truth because they were there. They've been there, and they are probably still going through it, and they understand what's going on. So I get it. She wants to talk to Simon. And he does give some great advice.
Yeah.
You know, just I wish she could talk to Max.
Right.
Because she keeps holding herself back.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of Max, we do go to Max, and I literally put, there she is, because then we get back looking for this restaurant that apparently is going to be more of like a dining hall.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they haven't really gone into depth to explain it. What's your impression of like what they're trying to create?
Well, off of that, I can't sugarcoat it, but off of that location, I mean, yeah, you have your kitchen over here, and then you have everything over here. So I think it would be like a sit down, but that's like you described it. We thought it was going to be like a buffet or some type of different restaurant. Now it's like going to be a kitchen, and then it's like sit down. I don't know. It's just
they said they even said that, like, you know, when he like started like looking into the kitchen, he's like, that's the kitchen, and you hear Mo in the background, we don't need a kitchen,
right?
Like, okay,
like I have no idea what
like,
they're doing.
Is this just like a universal like mess hall,
right,
where you can get whatever you want?
Is it like a food court where you just bring your food and then just sit down
and drink, because they're looking for a liquor license, and that's where they probably make most of their money, which I 100% agree.
Yep.
The closest thing I think I can compare this to is, this sounds really, really out of left field, but there is a bar in Columbus, Ohio called 16-Bit, and it is an old school arcade bar. So they have like all the old school like arcade games, and like they run off of quarters, and it's like in a bar, but they don't have a kitchen, but there's literally like the most amazing hot dog place next door called Dirty Frank's. So delicious. And they're like, yeah, if you need, like, we would go there on tour and stuff like that, and it was like right around the corner from the hotel that we always stayed at. So like we'd go over there like every night and just get plastered. And like we got to the point where people, like the bartenders, were like, you should go over to Dirty Frank's right now and like take a break,
right?
Your seat and your drink, it will be fine. Go get some food in your belly,
right?
Go get some food and come back and eat and keep drinking. But most importantly, go get food.
Right.
I feel like it might be one of those situations, but like way more encouraged to like have food delivered to them, and like they might have like a massive discount for like delivery fees or whatever like that. And maybe it's like a $20 per head like entrance fee just to like space and like hang out. Like I think Now I've got ideas.
Yes. we're getting a little bit more of what this whole project is, but not enough yet. So let's get some more. Okay.
But again, very much like Zoey was doing with Maggie, I think that, you know, Mo was using, because Max says that Mo kept coming up with like all these outrageous design ideas that he's like having to shoot down, but also he's, you know, Mo broke up with Eddie, and I'm like, no. But they're so pretty together. It's okay. He'll come back and
it'll be fine.
Sing by Lamos or something sweet, and it'll be beautiful, and he'll be all back and tanned and glistening and beautiful, and it's fine. And do like the most beautiful dance. I feel it. I feel it in my soul. But like, you know, Mo's trying to like use this as like an escape of like to not deal with other things. So she's making all these like crazy, outrageous demands and stuff. Right. She might be like trying to pick a fight with Max, but Max is like a little, like, obviously, and very well put, a little scared of her. Him, whatever pronoun. Can we get pronouns, guys? Like, it's just so mixed. I just don't want to offend anyone, but for me, it's all whatever. It's all love. It's fine. Mo is not even a person. Mo is like a spiritual entity of gloriousness and beautiful, beautiful wigs and moo-moos. And can we just comment that cape? Can I just go raid her wardrobe?
Yes.
When this season's done, please.
Right. It's like, can we just do like a little photo shoot? Nothing fancy. Just
right.
I mean, we just have our phones. We're not going to show anybody.
No. This is just for me. Just blow them up and wallpaper my wall. It's fine. I mean, if you ever want to do
like, put it over here, be like, no, we didn't. We
just a banner in the back.
We didn't do anything.
If you ever want to go to Vancouver and track this place down, I'm definitely down for that.
Let's go.
It'll be great. You know, once the border opens up.
Yes.
But
we'll bring our negative tests and we'll wear our masks the whole time.
And our passports, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then we get to such a beautiful moment. And like, I know that Jenna was introduced as like this flighty, unreliable, like just kind of a pain in the ass character to Emily and now David. But like, I think that Jenna's just like super misunderstood. Like, I feel like Jenna and Emily are very much on opposite poles on everything personality wise.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So I love the fact that she is just like this loud, bright, artistic, crazy, drop your hands and sway and feel your body weight kind of girl. You're know?
Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Oh, yep, I did that. But I mean, come on, you knew that. Let's do this.
just the fact that like Emily was like, oh yeah, I forgot that you were into photography. She's like, into? I have a website, and I'm like, I totally get that.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was actually waiting for like a product placement of like, oh, I used this website
to
make my website, and I was like, I'm so glad they didn't, because I would have lost so much respect. Would have been really easy money though.
It's like, yeah, I have a Wix. Come on, sister.
Like, yeah, I used Wix and it like just took me 20 minutes. But like, I just feel like she's just completely understood, and like, as somebody who has lived outside of the norm for like 99.9% of my adult life, like I totally get that, how people like kind of view you as like this oddity that like, you know, you're, oh, she does that, oh, that's so weird, I'm so fascinated. But then like when it comes to doing anything like to being taken seriously, it's like, oh well, no, like don't, like she's not dependable, she's not, you know, all of that. It's like, no, like you just because like I sold merchandise for 17 years. That is a career. I didn't have a home most of the time and just like sent boxes back, but like I had a career, you know, like that's a huge career. It wasn't a 9 to 5, you know. I have many, many, many different bosses, but like, you know, when you live a different life off of the very, very beaten path, people get very confused when it comes to a certain point down your path. They're fascinated and they want to know everything about it.
Right.
But there's always that like, but when are you going to get a real job?
Right.
Like, when are you going to settle down and like
Right.
stop this?
That's all
craziness?
fun, but
Like,
that's like more like a hobby. You should
it's not like
focus on something else.
it's not like a real job. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, I made more than you. Like, calm your tits.
Right.
So like I'm very much in Jenna's side, and I love the fact that like she and Maggie are like there for each other.
Yeah.
Just for everyone's sanity, I kind of hope that Maggie suggests that Jenna moves into the house.
Yes. That's what I really hoped, that Emily was going to say something, because of course he pushed it off to her. It was like, yeah, that's great. What about you? And I would have been like, I mean, oh wow, that's a great idea. But is Zoey moving out? Oh wait, why don't you all work together all the time? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Instead of, yeah, that's great. That's great. I was just like,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
Maggie's literally in an empty house with at least 2 other bedrooms because they grew up there. So like David has an old bedroom that is probably like one of their offices, because they've got that downstairs like den turned into an office.
Right.
But then like, I mean, Zoey still was kind of using her room, but like there's still 2 rooms that like could be converted into a guest room. And probably knowing Maggie, like there is an actual guest room that's designed beautifully and impeccably.
Yeah.
So like, why not just ease everybody's burden? There's somebody around for Maggie. She's helping out when she wants to, and like they can go their separate ways whenever they need to. Like it seems like a really good call. But then we get into Max is cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And Zoey zones out.
Oh, yes.
And this is the most like I literally was like, did something happen to my feed? Because she comes back and like Max calls her back and he's like, did I just sing to you? Like, where did you go? Like, you just zoned out. And it's like they were talking about, you know, it was the whole like, oh, Simon, huh? Like, oh.
Yeah.
Which he handled beautifully. I was like, don't be a dick. Like, please don't do this. But then they don't, for the first time, we don't find out what Max's heart song was.
Right.
And I was 100% prepared to find out at the end of the episode. Like, I was literally calm about it, and I was like, it's cool. We got another like 25 minutes. Like, we'll hear it at the end.
Right. I was like so thrown off. I was like, so did she lie? What is she doing? Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, we're skipping. Oh, okay. If that's fine with y'all, okay.
Yeah. No, I and then like towards the end, like I'll talk about it later, but like I kind of figured out like just how genius that storytelling plot was. And then she like runs away and everything, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Also, this entire episode I kept screaming, why is nobody sending her to therapy?
That is a good question.
Like, she obviously needs it.
Yeah.
Simon went through this. He obviously used it. It helped him. Why has no one said, hey, Zoey, here's a number.
Right.
Call them.
Yeah.
Like, not once during this episode or any of these episodes. And it like, it's really starting to bother me, because I'm like, especially these days with like the way that shows and media and movies have been dealing with like embracing seeking help for mental health issues. Like, I feel like it's so important that like at this point in the show, they should be addressing that, because she's obviously off her rocker.
Yes.
She is not dealing well with anything. And she's ready to crack.
Yes.
Which she kind of does, but like in a way. When we find out that Maggie does get the job, she goes back with her like secret garden design and impresses the silver fox. Can't remember his name, so he's just Silver Fox for now.
Yes.
And like you can just tell like by her face, like if you compare like side by side shots of like her face while she was describing, like giving her pitch, like you could 100% tell which one was which. Like she's just so lit up and so excited and like almost gleeful. Like she has that like little like laugh to her voice.
She's like, I'm so excited for this. This is going to be beautiful for you. I'm doing this, but it'll be beautiful for you, but I'm doing this. It looked just amazing.
She's like, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
She's like, this is what I want. And he was like, all right. So go Maggie.
Yep.
Now, previously at Sparkplug, Zoey has been encouraged by Simon to delegate.
Yes.
And I am all for that. I think it is one of the most important things that anybody that's in charge can do.
Yes.
But when doing so, the most important step is knowing who to delegate what jobs to. And she gave the softball team to Tobin.
That was a great idea. So good. Come on, Zoey. Like, yes, that's I get where she was going, but you know where it was going.
It was like
the minute you
it
handed it over.
Instructions and only read like step 1 and didn't read like subparagraph A and B and like.
Yep. Oh, softball. Okay, here you go. Have fun.
Keep in mind. Please keep in mind. She's like, nope, I got this.
Yeah.
And just visit Tobin, who calls them. What she called the team name was the Brogrammers.
Yeah.
Even though, and oh my God, I am loving the girls that she brought onto the 4th floor, Mackenzie, and I can't remember what the shot putter's name was.
I can't remember either. I knew Mackenzie. I was like, yeah, Mackenzie, and then she said the other person so fast. I was like, oh no.
But like when Tobin got the team assigned to him, he was like, yeah, I'll just get all the guys' sizes, and she's like, so he's like, and girls, this is co-ed. And then Mackenzie's like, I'm sorry. How many of you played college softball? Didn't you play in the Junior Olympics for shot put? Like, we can do this. You're just like, an idiot and a sexist. And then I thought, and then she blew up because they're practicing in the office, in the nest, and a ball literally flies through her window, breaking this massive plate glass. Breaks a hole in it. And then she goes out and gets it, they start ranting. And then she starts like yelling at them. She's like, look, told you to send them back. Just fucking send them back. And I'm like, I don't, like, I know in my mind that like people are going to just like chalk it up to like, oh, she's just super stressed and this is just a manifestation of her grief, like not whatever. And I'm like, no. This is a justifiable management chewing out.
Yes.
Like, she's just like, just fucking just do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sexist logo, or it's a sexist team name. It's a problematic logo, which let's be honest.
Yeah. Jeez.
Come on, Tobin. Wishful thinking, I know, like, but it was just one of those things that I was like, oh, I hope people don't chalk it up to that. Like, he really does deserve getting chewed out. And also,
the freaking door is made of glass, and you're gonna play baseball. Yeah, in that little area.
Yeah, really? I don't trust him to throw a beanbag around. I'm not going to trust him to throw a softball around the office.
Oh,
like,
my goodness.
But I am a little sad that like that they gave Leif this incredible opportunity to like step up, and like he had grown so much in season 1, but I feel like he's just being cut down. And like, I really, really want to see him step up and like be the manager, because during the whole like, when he was working with Joan and like Leif had to have that talk with Tobin, like, dude, stop screwing around. Like, like, I want us to run this place. So please take this stuff more seriously. And now he's like, not standing up. Like it makes me sad that like they're kind of contradicting the character work that he already like so beautifully put in the last season. So I'd really love to see Leif kind of like stand up and like actually be a really good manager.
Right.
I really, really love it. Because like he got like super excited when they called him coach. And I'm like, I get it. You didn't play sports when you grew up. You're a nerd. Like, yeah, let's play off of that stereotype. But like, how about they call you boss? Like, how about you take pride in that? Like, yeah.
It's like, why don't you do that after work?
Yeah.
You can play it with alcohol. Whoa, that's amazing.
You can't play slow pitch softball without alcohol. Like, I'm pretty sure that's just illegal.
Right.
And then when she walks in, you know, and then they start singing Hard Knock Life. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
You poor crybabies. Oh, you don't get to throw a ball in the office and like we have to return. Oh, shut up.
Well,
like,
I have to put all the bats in the box. Oh my gosh. I have to put all these jerseys off and put it back into the box.
Oh, you have to redo all of this because it's not good and I knew it wasn't going to be good. Like at this point, the fact that Tobin is still pulling the shit, I'm like, why do you keep trying to get things over on Zoey? Like, she's not going to take it. Like, just stop wasting your time. Like, at least with big things. Like, do them for small, funny things. But, like, don't, like, she's going to notice. Like, stop. But, and then she goes back into her office, and that glass just shatters.
Yeah, and she's just like, that is me right now, about to explode, but I am not because I just did.
Yeah, I literally wrote down the glass breaking is so over the top metaphorical, but effective. Because she's about to break into 1,000 pieces. And then I realized something when. After that, I can't remember what the scene was exactly, but I literally was like, I wrote the note, oh my God, has Zoey not had the cry yet? Like, it seems like she's just been like putting it off and like grieving as little as humanly possible. But like that first, like that cry that you have when something is lost to you, like it is so cathartic. And so like it breaks you apart so you can build yourself back up. And I feel like she's just trying to like keep herself together from exploding. And I'm like, girl, just fucking let go. Like she needs to cry. And I think that's a massive reason as to why she's like having these terrible nightmares, like constantly and getting like 2 to 3 hours of sleep, and her coffee consumption is increasing. So it's just it's really sad. And yeah, I'm still waiting. And then, you know, Jenna drops the whole, like, I'm going to stay. And Emily gets real sad. And David tries to be a good husband and brother-in-law. And someone needs to tell Maggie and Jenna that Jenna's moving into the house. Like, just make it
put her in the house. Yep. Just put her in the house.
Literally wait for her to fall asleep, transport her to the house, drop off her bags, and like leave her on the front porch like a puppy.
Oh, beautiful. Love it.
Right?
Straight to the point. Boom.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that's happened to Jenna before. I'm just saying. She seems like the type of girl and the type of life she's lived.
That is true.
I do want to find out. I was really hoping Austin was going to come on because I really had a question for him. So then, you know, Zoey decides that she's going to move back to her apartment. That might help with the whole healing process and maybe help her like get past these nightmares that just do not end no matter what she does. And she is snuggling up just to Max on the couch. And then he starts vamping about what do you need to know about pro wrestling? And all I want to know is, was that in the script or was Skylar just like vamping? Because if he's vamping, deeply in love. On like a very platonic level, like deeply in love to the like I want to go grab a beer with him and like talk AEW, WCW, WWE, WWF and like just nerd out over wrestling. I think that would be so much fun. And then she has that dream where she's dancing in her apartment to the same song. And she finally opens the door.
Yeah.
And sees herself standing on the other side of it.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was really creepy. She's in red. The hallway's red. Everything's red. It's just like, oh, there. I was like, oh, that's her. Okay.
Well,
took me back.
Most doors has always been red.
Yes.
So it's not like they changed that to fit like a motif.
Oh, no. Yeah.
What I was trying to place where she wore that outfit.
Oh.
Because I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, was that what she wore to Simon's engagement party?
Oh.
Right? Like, I'm not sure, but like,
right.
I know I've seen that outfit somewhere in the last episodes. Like, at some point during the series, she has worn that outfit with that hairstyle. And I'm like, I know this means something. And because I watched it on the West Coast, I had 10 minutes to like get my shit together and like change and go grab water and like come back up and like start the stream and all that fun stuff. So I didn't have time to like look into it. But yeah, so I'm really curious to find out where it was that she wore that outfit, because A, I love that dress, and B, she looks adorable in freaking everything. Wait, that wasn't the dress that she wore when she was dancing with her dad, was it? At the end of last season?
Oh my gosh.
Like when Mitch dies. That would make total sense, and I hope I'm right. Oh, that would be so good.
Wait. Hold on. Let me look this up. I think you're right. I think that
might be true. If that is the case, I am very like.
Shut up.
Am I right?
My gosh. Yeah, it's a red dress. It's a long red dress. Yeah.
Awesome. Share the screen. Share the screen for the people that are watching from home. That is so deep on so many levels.
Let's see, how do I do this?
Just click the shared screen underneath at the bottom, and then you should be able to, on like the application windows or the Chrome tab. There we go. Yes, it is the dress. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, let's see.
That's the dress, and that's the hairstyle. 100%.
Oh my gosh! Yep. You
nailed it.
Hairstyle, yeah. Oh, look at that!
Do what I can.
Oh my gosh!
This just goes to show how much I like I said, I love the level of detail that gets put into this.
Yeah.
And I think that might be her coming back to telling herself, like, it's okay to let go. Like, remember that moment that you danced with him and he told you to move on, and he will be okay. Like, remember that feeling. Like, we need to live, because that's what he wants. And I think that episode is going to make me fucking cry. I might not be able to be on because my makeup will just be like all over my face, just running. And
no, this I'll bring tissues, and I don't know if I'll be able to speak much that episode, but
we'll just be sitting there crying, and you'll know why. We'll just be like, Mitch.
Yeah, be like, I mean, guys, and then yeah, and then it happened, and then that happened, and yeah,
they did the thing. I knew it was something big. It wasn't Simon's engagement party. It was her dad dying.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then she's just, every time she talks about it, like, she just hoped that by moving back to the apartment that it would magically go away. And at that point, like, first when she like snuggles up to Max, first of all, she is a tiny creature, and I am an Amazon. So like, my protective mama bear instincts were just like, oh my God, curl up in my lap and let me pet your hair until you go to sleep, you sweet child. Like, and then she says, she thought that it would just the dreams would just magically go away. And I'm like, oh, baby, grief doesn't magically go away. Like, I'm going on 10 years, and like, that shit will smack you out of nowhere. Like, there's it lessens, it dulls, But some days it's like a fucking, no pun intended, it's like a switchblade, and it just cuts you deep, and you don't know why, and you don't know how, but it just, and then you got to go through it again and work your way back out of that. Yeah. I'm just shocked that she thought that she'd feel better after 2 months, and I'm like, oh, no,
it's like
you had him for 26 years, 27 years. Do we know how old she is? You're not going to get over something like that in 2 months. You might get over it. You might start to really heal if you're working really hard at it after maybe a year and a half, maybe. And what I'm talking like actively working on it, which she doesn't want to do. Which
she just puts it off and then goes crazy and puts it off. Oh, another thing happens. Okay. I'm fine.
Of course I'm not this glass that just broke and shattered into a million pieces.
Yeah, I got my stuff together. Good. What you talking about?
And then another note I wrote to myself in all caps: send her to a therapist.
Yes.
Like, she's telling all of these people that she loves and that are close to her how not okay she is, and no one is like, okay, I'll go with you to your like, I will, like, whatever you need, let's do it, but you need to get fucking professional help. Like, this is not something that you can just navigate your way through. There is not a YouTube video for this. It needs to be interactive. You need to tell your story to someone who will listen and who will actually understand you and give feedback to you. Stress me fucking and then we get what I think is the best song of the episode. It's Max singing "Say Something" by A Great Big World.
Oh, Lord. Oh, the minute it started, I was like, yep. Okay. Go. Just.
And then he like follows her around and like tries to maintain, like, his heart song self tries to maintain eye contact with her, which I don't think anybody has done. Yeah. Because he's the only one who's ever like really interacted with her.
Right, that's true.
For heart songs. So like the fact that his heart song self was like literally trying to sit in front of her, and she puts a pillow on her lap and then the laptop, so it's like covering, and he constantly is trying to stay in her eyesight because he's aware of her. Like, it is mind blowing the level of detail that went into this. And then, like, just first of all, his voice. Can he not? Like,
I'm going. I was like, yay!
Like, I'm downloading that song and like listening to it when I need to cry.
Yeah,
because
it's
beautiful. That's a really good one.
Oh,
and it's so raw, and like you could hear his voice like almost crack, and like just
and then he started like really crying. I was like, oh my Lord, yes,
yeah. It did kind of take me out of it when at the end he like almost sat on the arm of the chair, and I was like, oh, you missed your mark. But forgivable. Yeah. And it was one of those I think it's one of the few heart songs where I don't think there was like choreography per se. It was just him trying to get her attention, trying to get her to acknowledge it, which I think is incredibly interesting considering that the first heart song that he sang to her during this episode wasn't even addressed.
Right. Yeah.
And then now for his heart song self to really be trying to make an effort to like engage with her was just fucking heartbreaking. And then they put off, they press pause on their relationship, which honestly, like, I get it. Like, she was feeling some kind of awful. He's been in love with her for so long.
Right. And he's just like, tell me. Yes, I'm here for you. But she's not at that point. Like,
right.
She doesn't even know what's going on. And so she can't tell people. It's just like, unless you want to have a conversation with like, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you this, but it's this and this and this, and I have no idea what any of this means and how to explain this to anybody.
Yeah, well, she also hasn't put the work in to try and explain it to herself. So like, 100% understandable. But Like I love how like it makes sense for the relationship to have gone in such a wave the way that it did, because like I said last week, like that grief bang, you just need, like, you need to feel something other than soul crushing sadness. And so what's on the other end of the spectrum from that? An orgasm. Like, of course, that's awesome. So you do what you can to do to take yourself out of there, and you go the complete other direction. And it's so much nicer for her because it's someone that she cares about and respects, and like pretty sure loves, maybe not capital L yet, but like, you know, like she loves him as a friend. He, you know, respects her and she respects him and everything. But like they were both acting in such innocently selfish ways. I want to say. Right. That like they both got what they like. He just wanted to be with her and be there for her, and she just needed, in the words of Holden, she just needed some deep dicking. But like, and then it like, you know, she starts to pull out and like things start getting serious, and she, you know, she thinks she could just sweep him under the rug, and then they get to this part, and at the end of it, after they press pause on the relationship, and then they just stare at each other. Yep. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, tell her you love her. Right. Like, it's fine. This isn't like putting pressure on her. You're letting her know you love her. And then she just says, I know. And it fucking cuts to black. Yep. Whew. I'm missing 2 heart songs from that. You owe me 2 heart songs. You owe me. I want to know what they are. Yes. I'm pretty sure the first one. What would you think the first one in the kitchen was about? Because they were talking about like Simon and how like he's not jealous of him, and I honestly have no idea, because all of these music selections are on the spot, and so I could say like one thing and be like, oh no, yeah, no. But if someone else, I would think it would be something of like a kind of jealous nature, like kind of not as harsh as like a boy is mine kind of deal, but like still like you're my woman kind of deal, like in not such sexist terms, I guess. And I'm just wondering what that last song was that she heard him sing. Because they were just staring at each other, and it just like broke my heart. I just wanted to like hug them both and be like, Mama, what's wrong? It's gonna be fine. Right. But dude, it's the show gets to you. It really does. Oh, and I completely forgot One Call Away by Charlie Puth.
Oh yeah. I was like,
who sang that one? Oh, that was Jenna's song.
Yeah, it was Jenna's song.
Jenna gets to have fun, and like, first of all, Charlie. I was like, oh yes, about time, and I just love that song. And then she just had so much fun with it. I was like, oh, yes, you two work together. Yeah, yes. She's like not the most coordinated dancer, but she has passion, and like she gave into it. Kind of like Alice last week with her rendition. Not the most talented, but very like very well done. Very passionate, very, very, very sweet.
She definitely took the song and was like, yeah, I'm a free spirit, but I just want to do something fun, and this will make me so, hey, I'm right here. Come on.
She's just adorable, and I thought the song selection for her was very, very perfect. What do you think? Because so did you watch the next week on?
Yes, but it was so short this time. I was like, what?
It was like gone.
Yeah. I was like, wait.
Like I feel like next week things are really going to come to a head. And I feel like it's well overdue. Yeah. Like I said before, I think that I think they need to address the mental health issue of this aspect of the show. Yes. And I think they're doing such a great job of like showing how emotionally devastating it can be to lose a parent and somebody that you love that much. Like not just like a parent, but like a spouse and like a friend, like showing his friend that had come over while Mitch was still alive. Like showing
Mhm.
him at the funeral was so beautifully done.
Yeah.
But like Maggie's going about it properly, and
Mhm.
she's embracing Mitch's words of encouragement to continue
Yeah.
living and everything. And like, that's one way to do it. And then they're showing, I don't want to say the wrong way, but like the unhealthy version
Mhm.
of it with Zoey. And I think that it's really important to show that you can come back from that.
Right. Yeah.
Like that once you start down that path of ignoring and, you know, blinders on and just trying to like muscle through it, that like you do hit a wall
Right.
and you fall down a hill,
Mhm.
and all you have to do is reach up and someone will be there to help you. So I think I
Right.
really hope that they do that sooner rather than later. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the relationship develop between Jenna and Emily.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like there's going to be a sister duet.
Yes. Yes. Mhm. It's
I'm
bound to
very
happen.
excited for that. Because it's been about 10 months now, or it's been about 2 months now that
Yeah.
she's been living together
Mhm.
with them. And I don't know how big that apartment is, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely 2
it
bedrooms.
is small.
Well, I mean, it's San Francisco. It's
Yeah.
going to be miniature.
Mhm.
But it's at least 2 bedrooms because the baby has its own room, which
Yeah.
is highfalutin.
Love that pattern on the wall that is just faded.
Yeah. Oh, Patty brings up a really good point. Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. I forgot to make a note of that. So last week they did a
Yeah.
moment like this, and it was like joyful and
Yeah.
hopeful. And then this
That's
week it
very
was
true.
very dark and very, very
Yes.
depressing.
Mhm.
Um, it was rough. It like I said, it just brought out the mama bear in me, and I'm like, come to me, my little cub. I will protect you and help you and feed you, not coffee ice cream because you need to sleep, but
Yeah.
I literally wanted to be like, she's like, do you have any advice? I'm like, take an edible and fucking pass out. Like, you will feel
Right.
so
Yeah.
much better. You will mentally be able to deal with some stuff.
Mhm. And
Because
then
it will
you'll get
shut
some
down part
sleep.
of your mind. You will be able
Yeah.
to relax and sleep, because throughout the whole episode, her shoulders kept getting closer and closer to her ears. And I'm like, you need to like, just go get stoned, please.
Yeah.
Like, you're so strong, like so highly strong. I love her though. Like, it's just, and I remember being her, you know, like I remember being, you know, I was the one in the family that was like dealing with things and like arranging
Mhm.
everything. And then even afterwards, like just trying to maintain some sort of like I don't think I had my cry until like 6 months out, because it was like right around Christmas. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that was a rough one. Yeah, because my dad died in July. He passed July 5th, 2011. I'm terrible with dates. Yeah, 2011, because this year is the 10 year.
Mhm.
And then on August 8th, I got hired by Disney and I went out on tour with Beauty and the Beast. And I like ostrich head in the sand. And then we like literally came around, and we're somewhere in Pennsylvania, wherever the college college football Hall of Fame is. We were there, and it's like
Mhm.
this tiny little town in Pennsylvania. It's so beautiful. Everything's decked out. There's lights on every, like, it's literally like
Oh
walking
my
into a fucking Hallmark
gosh.
Christmas movie. It's
Oh.
beautiful. And I just remember setting up in the lobby with my boss, Michael, who knew what had been going on. We were
Uh-huh.
very, very close at this point, just my favorite person in the world. And then this dad walks by the window with his daughter on his shoulders, and I just like
Oh,
literally glanced at them out
no.
of the corner of my eye and just exploded into tears, like
Oh.
mid-sentence while I'm talking to Michael. So like, I get it. It is an awful thing to go through, and I'm just waiting for that moment that like she just
Mhm.
gets to explode and just
Right.
let everything go. Um yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be a rough episode.
Yes.
But so well, like so
Mhm.
earned for her and so
Right.
needed.
Yes.
Um Now, we do like to talk about heart songs. Oh, before we get to that, do you have any thoughts for next week and what you want to happen in the next few episodes? Because we're
I don't know. It's
chugging
gonna be
along.
it's gonna be interesting because she's just like, "Yep, no, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm happy. We're great. I'm just gonna put on a face. Yeah, nope, we're good." And I'm like, "Okay, this is gonna get real old, real fast. Okay, well, this is interesting." And then they're like, "Yeah, this, and goodbye." I was like, "Oh, okay. All right. So next week, guys."
Yeah. I miss her interactions with Mo. I really do. Like, I know that, you know, she feels like Mo is kind of like a little outside of what she's dealing with right now, but I think that Mo's going to be the person to be like, baby, what are you doing? Like,
right. Yeah.
No, we're going to go see a therapist right now.
Yeah.
Like, you can talk to me all you want over mimosas, but like, you need somebody with a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And preferably a script pad. For those who don't know, that means prescriptions. Psychologists and psychiatrists are very different. Psychiatrists are the ones that can give you medication.
Yes.
Those are really, really good ones. Which I think she needs. I don't think she needs a psychologist right now. I think she needs a psychiatrist. She needs some meds to like stop the spinning in her head, to calm her down, let her get back to zero, because right now she's just pinging back and forth.
Yes.
And then she needs a psychologist. Then that'll work. Yeah, dude. Well, we don't know what the final song was.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Are you talking about the one that Max sang? Yeah. No, Say Something is like one of the most heart-wrenching songs. That's, I think, has ever been written. It is incredibly sad and just moving. But the last song of the episode, we don't even know what it was, because all we know, I'm sure it was a profession of love from Max, which he should have said out loud. Right. If Princess Leia can say it to Han while he's getting frozen in carbonite, you can say it when she's standing right in front of you. I'm just saying. And then she had the Han line, which I loved. I know. But that just goes to, I want to know what, aside from Nowhere to Run, I'm really curious as to what Zoey's heart song is, as things are just a kitty. Sorry. I see fur and I have ADD. But I would very much love to know what Zoey's like falling apart song is. And so that is the topic for our heart song for this week. So Lindsey, when things are just getting to be too much and are falling apart, what is your heart song?
Yeah, so this one's a little, well, I wouldn't say cheesy, but Skyscraper by Demi Lovato. But I love the Spanish version. It's amazing. It's just, yeah. A friend back in the day showed it to me, and then ever since I was like, oh, I have a new respect for this song. It's like two different songs. Oh, yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you listen to it.
So when things are falling apart, you tend to just kind of get sad and just lament.
Yes, I just kind of wallow, but not really wallow. I'm just like,
wallowing is not as bad of a thing as people make it out to be. Like I think that wallowing, a lot of people misuse it as just like literally feeling your feelings, because sometimes you just need to feel them for a while. Like whether it's heartbreak or happy, like nobody ever says that you're wallowing when you're like, you know, in that first stage of dating.
Yeah.
Like wallowing's always such a like negative thing. And it's like, no, you're just feeling your emotions. When you stay too long in them and you wrap them around you like a burrito blanket, and you don't leave your room for 4 days and you haven't showered in 5, that's wallowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. Staying in them and soaking into it. Yeah, dude, sometimes you just need to like feel the sad.
Yep. And the song, just play it. I'm like, oh, I'm relaxed. Oh, yep. Here we go. What was I talking about after? Oh, yeah, nothing. I don't know.
See, I went the exact opposite direction. When things are falling apart, I I feel like I need to scream because I feel like the pressure is just building inside of me too much, that if I don't scream, I will fall apart and just explode. And so to prevent that, I will listen to I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance, because you're not.
Yeah.
It's fine. And it's fun to sing that out loud. It's also really fun at the end to say like, I'm not okay. Trust me. It's like, it's fun. That and yes, I understand how emo I am right now. But I've earned it. So I was there in the trenches with all the guy liner. It's fine. So I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance, or The Taste of Ink by The Used. And that song gets you through so much. Pretty much anything from like Taking Back Sunday, My Chem, The Used, like anything from that era that's like just lets you scream, I think is just so helpful. Because like it's emo music for a reason. Like it is emotional, and it does like let you get those feelings out. So I'm really excited for that. Now we've got next week coming out. Super excited for it. Always excited to see the songs that are going to be used in such different and beautiful ways. I do love that they've made a point this season to always have a group song.
Right. Yeah.
Keep employing those people. Yay, dancers, backup dancers. You're like the SVU of or the Law and Order of Canada. Just keep employing those Broadway dancers, please. Those are my friends. But I hope they're done introducing new really because I want to explore all of the storylines that they have, and I really want to meet the girls of the fourth floor. Like, I want to have some really fun, like, interaction between, the programmers and the girls. Like, it seems like such a fun thing, and I hope that we get that next week at the softball game, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Because then that'll be 2 teams worth, and that's so many more extra dancers.
Yes. And then, if they both teams just come out and do a number, yes, please.
It also gives Mandy Moore the opportunity to use the gravel and the dust and everything for effects. Oh, just makes me so happy. Oh God, I just want it so bad. I legit just want to be on set. Like, if they need a PA or a runner or anything, like, I was actually messaging I messaged Austin earlier today. Like, I messaged him the link for this, and I mentioned how jealous I am that they get to be in Vancouver, because I'm not joking. This is how fat girl traveler I am. There is a donut place in Vancouver called Cardin's Donuts that I literally took a 24-hour trip from Seattle. Like, we were going from Santa Ana, California. The tour was going up to Seattle, but there was like a day and a half off.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to Vancouver because I want donuts, and B, I miss my friend that lives there. So I literally like flew up after the Sunday matinee, landed Sunday night, hung out all day Monday, we got donuts, and then like at 6 o'clock in the morning, I took the train from Vancouver down to Seattle with like a dozen donuts from the night
my
before,
God.
and I was like sitting there just like happily eating like 3 of them on the train. I'm telling you, this place is delicious. So I told him, I was like, I'm so jealous that you guys are in Vancouver because Cardin's Donuts, oh my God. And he goes, I haven't eaten there yet. I'm like, well, if you're shooting near the Nest, there's one in Greektown on West Broadway. I'm like, I will come up to Vancouver. You can hire me. I'll just be your donut girl. I will just constantly just run and get Cardin's Donuts if I can like sit and watch like 80% of the taping that goes down, and like if I can sit during the rehearsals with Mandy, like just please let me do this. It would be amazing. It's kind of a dream. But yeah. So I guess thanks for hanging out. It's been about an hour and 10. Yeah. I mean, we could just vamp for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But This is what Max does. Max keeps us on
Yep.
He's like, guys.
Yep. We'll be like, oh yeah, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Oh, hi guys, you're still here.
Right. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out for episode 3. Again, next week we're here every Tuesday at 9:15. So come back, or Pacific time. So come on back next week, and we'll be talking the 4th episode, which I do not know the subtitle for. But Lindsey, why don't you go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you?
At Noob Blondie on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My Facebook page. Yeah.
Great, perfect. And you can catch me every Tuesday here on the Rachel Silvestrini channel, talking about on the Rewind with Lindsey, and next week with Max, talking about Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, which we love dearly. And every Thursday night, I have. What am I doing? This Thursday. So we are here on Thursdays, and then Tuesdays. Thursdays, I have movies, music, and mayhem. This week I have fun. I know, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be so fun.
He's just such a love. He almost got my number at a bar one night. Like, I'm not joking. He is tiny and a magician and so smooth. And I'm like, okay. No, I'm like 15 years older and like half taller. It's fine. So that is Thursday. And then literally, if you're a Schmodown fan, this Friday is the free agency draft. While Shannon has her 3 locked in for corruption, there are still 7 more factions that have left to lock in their 3 players before the following week, which is the draft. So because I am me, I will be not participating in that. I will be sitting on my ass, on my bed, in my sweatpants, and my muumuu, and enjoying not having to wear makeup for this, because I'm probably not going to get part of the free agency. Then again, I might. You never know.
Yeah.
So tune in for all of those. Come on back next week. Where we'll be talking Zoey's Extraordinary Employee.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm excited. Yeah, apparently it's gonna be a really good deal. Might get a few surprises, maybe a guest star. And again, we'll keep our fingers crossed to see if Austin comes in.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep sending him the link every week now. And
if you're watching this, this is just like a Zoom. Just click the link, and then it's just your camera and mic. So don't be afraid of the StreamYard link. It's technically a Zoom for you. Okay.
Just click the link. Okay. If you're on your phone, just hold it horizontally.
Yeah.
And if you're on set, just like wide angle, let everybody come in and say hi.
Hey, this is what I'm doing. Okay.
Totally fine. Just gonna put it out there because good things happen when you just put them out there. Phrasing.
Anything goes.
Yeah.
If you're out and about and you're eating ice cream, fine. Come on.
Well, ice cream. It's Canada, so they'd be oot in a boot. Sorry, that was a terrible show. But yes, the offer and the invitation for anybody on the crew and cast of Zoey's, if they ever want to come on, I will lovingly send you the link. I would love to have you guys on. But we will see you next week, and have a great week, guys. Tomorrow is going to be such a good day.
Oh, great day. Great day.
The sun is breaking. Mm-hmm. The birds are going to be singing, and it's going to be a Disney day. It's going to be all happiness.
Yes.
Just saying. You guys take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we love you. We'll see you next week. And now I get to do